For this winter season, I'll be showing you the basics of knitting, and today I'll be showing you how I cheat to make a circle scarf. So enough talking and let's just get started. So the first thing you need is a ball of yarn and some knitting needles, obviously not the ones for sewing. If you're stuck on determining what size of needle you should get, just read the packaging of the yarn and it will just kind of give you a suggestion of what size you need. The ball of yarn, just pull one of the ends off and you will see the end of the yarn. That you're just going to make a loose knot like so. Just insert a needle into that loop and then just tighten it, but not too tight obviously, okay? Hold on to that short tail because I swear you do not need to do anything with it. As you can see in that loop, you're just going to take your other needle and insert that in between the circle like so. Now taking the yarn attached to the ball, you're just going to wrap it around the back of the needle once and then just pull it down like so. Don't worry, I'll re-show it. So again, you pull the needle down, bringing the yarn in between the two needles out like so. You're just going to pull it out, so then you have this kind of big hole going on like so, and then just wrap it onto the needle. So I like to call this the IWPH, I standing for inserting needle, W standing for wrapping the needle, P standing for pulling the needle, and H standing for hooking the yarn onto the needle. And this is also called a cast-on. So basically this is the foundation of your knitting. And the number of cast-ons you need to do really just determine what type of project you're doing. Since I'm doing a scarf, I casted on 26. So before we even get started with knitting, the first two types of stitches you need to know is called the knit stitch and the purl stitch. Like how you cast it on, you're just going to insert a needle in between the first cast on, wrap the needle, pull the needle, but this time instead of pulling it, you're just going to stop right here and then you're going to slip this off. So again, let me re-demonstrate. You're going to insert a needle and then wrap the needle, pulling the yarn in between the two needles in front of you and then slipping it off. So like I said, it is very similar to how you cast on. So now moving on to the next stitch, also known as the purl stitch. This is basically the opposite of a knit stitch. So moving your yarn to the front of your work, you're just going to, instead of pierce through the back, you're going to pierce through the front, like so. Okay, I can't really describe it since it's very similar to how the knit stitch looks like, but I mean, as you can see, you're just basically doing the stuff in front instead of the back. So again, you insert the needle, wrap it around, pull the needle, and then slip it off. Different types of projects require different types of stitches and knitting and patterns. If you're clumsy like me and you tend to forget stuff fairly easily, one quick tip is that to look at the work you just did. If you see these little type of bumps going on, that means you have done a purl stitch. If you don't see any types of bumps going on, then you have done a knit stitch. And there are many different types of stitches and patterns out there. I found this really cool website. I'll put the link in the description if you're wondering. It basically tells you all the different types of stitches out there and how many cast-ons you need to do, because there are some specific stitches that requires a specific amount of cast-on. Oh my god, I need to breathe. And today I will be challenging the double seed stitch. And to do it, you're going to knit one, and then after you have knitted one, you're going to purl one. And after you have purl one, you're going to knit one. After you've knit one, you're going to purl one. After you've purl one, you're going to knit one. So as you can see, you're just going to knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl until the whole row finishes. And after you have gotten to the next row, so basically just flip your work on the other side. Instead of knitting first, you're actually going to purl first. Knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit until the whole row finishes. Now third row, you're just going to knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. If you want other types of basic stitches, go to that Vogue knitting website. It is very helpful, okay? And also, if you're wondering, this amazing ring that I'm wearing, it is very, very pretty, let me tell you. And I got this from a website called Stella and Dot. It is so pretty, honestly. I really like this ring right now. So after a few hours, when your ball of yarn does not look like a ball anymore, you will definitely need more yarn. To connect the other balls of yarn, this is how I do it. Tie a secure knot in it as tight as I can, invisible as I possibly can make it into, like so, and just continue my work from there. And I know this is probably not the correct way of adding yarn, but this is how I do it, and no one ever noticed, so I'm good, right? When you're finally done with the hard work, you can now cast off, basically just end your work or end your project. So to cast off, you're going to knit twice. You're going to take the bottom stitch and you're actually going to pull it over the needle, like so. And as you can see, I was definitely struggling, mainly because I had a tripod in front of me. When you got to the end, you will see this little loop like this. Make a really secure knot at the end like so, and then just snip it off. So this is how it should look like at the end, and it is very pretty, I have to admit. When you're finally done, you can now take one of these crochet hooks. You don't have to, but I really recommend them. They make your life a lot easier. So taking one of these crochet hooks, I'm just going to basically hide the leftover yarn all over the scarf like so, and then just kind of weave it in. So that's basically it with a regular scarf. But let's say you don't want a regular scarf. You want a circle scarf. So basically you're just going to connect the two ends of your scarf together. I just like the old traditional way sewing it. I know I'm totally cheating, and I know there are ways specifically to knit a circle scarf, but this is how I do it since it's a lot easier. So that's basically it for this super, I guess, not that simple tutorial. But either way, I still hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Leave me a comment, follow me on Instagram, and until next time, bye guys.